Larry joining us again. Thank you, Larry. Exponent exceptions. So there's a couple exponents that are special, and when you see them, it means you can simplify really nicely. So, exception number one, numero uno, which is perfect because what I'm talking about is exponents to the first power. Exponents to the first power are just that they're just the base. That's all they are, right? This is telling me I have 1, 5. Okay, cool. 1, 5. Done. For some reason, everything I read on my board looks straight, but then when I look at the camera, it looks very crooked, and I don't know why. Please forgive me. Okay. Let's try another one. 6 to the first power is telling me I have how many 6s? 1. So it's 6. Try another one. X to the first power is telling me I have how many x's? 1. 1x. Done. Woo! Let's do another one. Y to the first power is telling me I have what? I have 1. So, boom. Did it. Done. Awesome. Okay. That's the first exception. It should be pretty easy. If you don't get it again, office hours, 10 to 11 a.m. Okay, my second exception is a little bit trickier, but almost as nice. In fact, if you can get anything to be this exponent, oh, so nice. It's great in calculus when it comes out to be this way. So let's say we have x to the 0th power. Now what this means is that you have canceled out everything. Everything has been canceled out. Which means you're left over with what? Right? This is telling me I had x over x. X to the first power, which, per the last video, means 1 minus 1, which is x to the 0th. When I cancel these out, what do I have? 1. We did that in yesterday's Nearpod. X over x equals 1, which means anything to the 0th power is just 1. That's it. So I made a huge big deal of it yesterday. Huge big deal. Let's do that again. Okay, let's do 6. 6 to the 0th power is really just telling me that I had 6 to the first power over 6 to the first power, and now I have 6, 1 minus 1, which equals 6 to the 0th power, which equals 1 because of that. Canceled. And now equals 1, because 6 over 6 equals 1. Let's do it with a different power, right? It doesn't always have to be the first power. I can do, let's do 5 to the 3rd power over 5 to the 3rd power. The important thing, it has to be the same base, same power for this to work, right? What I have here is 5 times 5 times 5 over 5 times 5 times 5. Cancel, cancel, cancel. I'm left with 1 times 1 times 1, which equals what? 1. Right? If I was to do this the fast way, I'd have 3 minus 3, which equals 5 to the 0th power, which just equals 1. So, same idea as the last video. When you do it the cheat way, you create some errors, hence 0, right? To correct that, you just turn it into a 1. That's it. Then you're done. So when we created the cheat way, we knew it would cause some issues. So as mathematicians, we figured out how to correct those issues. Basically by knowing what the end result would be, right? The end result would be that. So if I want to be super fast about this and not have to write everything out, I just get right to 5 to the 0th power, which I know should ultimately equal 1. Hopefully that makes sense. We'll do this one more time. Just like we did in division. Division. Sorry guys, I filmed a lot of these in one day and they all get like kind of mixed up in my head. But I think I had a blue one. Okay. Let's do 6 to the 25th power over 6 to the 25th power. I don't want to write that out. Do you want to write that out? I don't want to write that out. Okay, so what we do is we do the cheat way. We do 25 minus 25, which equals 6 to the 0th power. Now 6 to the 0th power, these all would have canceled out. Every single one of them. That would have been 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1, 25 times. 1 to the 25th power is what? You should have answered this on your Kahoot. 1 to any power is just 1. Right? So 6 to the 0th power is 1. Is that making sense? If it doesn't make sense, office hours, 10 to 11 a.m. Or Google. Google is your friend. Go look it up. Maybe they have a better explanation than I do. Or just a different one that makes more sense to you. I can't tell you how many times my professors taught me something, and then a random guy on YouTube taught me better. Not better, just differently, in a way I understood. Google it. YouTube it. Don't be afraid to. Okay? You don't understand something? YouTube. Google it. These are your friends. Wolfram Alpha got me through calculus. Seriously, use it. I'll put a link in the description. I don't want to erase that because I'm just going to say bye. Bye! Have a great day! I will see you next week.